Welcome everybody to My AI Live. Today is Friday, October 4th. My AI Live, we get together every Monday through Friday. We are learning the incredible My AI system. We are also showing you how to do the things that are really going to move the needle on your business. And so really how to start those conversations. There's a group of us who have actually that when Nowsite acquired us, for those of you who are a little bit more new, Nowsite acquired us from Contact Mapping. And so I was the chief of client success over there for 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, 5 years, and a long time. And we got acquired. And this is something that we've been doing for years together that has grown our business. And it's something that Tom Chenault did for years that created his business. And it's the rotation of remember, it's getting messages out there, it's starting conversations. Now, truthfully, it does not matter really how you get the conversation started. It matters that you start the conversation, right? So let's look at, some people will say, well, you should be building in person. Well, you should be building online. Personally, I like both. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about how to build both using your My AI system. Now, I know you're going to think, Elizabeth, okay, now you're really out there in outer space. You haven't been sleeping at all, right? How am I going to build using a AI in person? I can't take the AI with me. That's okay. I got you covered. I'm going to show you some things that I like to do to kind of increase, because I think honestly, what I've seen in building, I've been doing this for 10 years now. Is that just crazy? I've been teaching social media and building conversations online for 10 years. Facebook just showed me a post yesterday of an event I was speaking at in Michigan, and somebody won one of my social media classes. And at the time, we didn't do daily Zooms like this. Like you had a class, you tried to learn what you could in the class, and it was so surprising when Facebook came up with this memory and showed a picture of myself back then. And I'm like, wow, like it's really been that long. But the thing of it is that, people will say, well, this is the new way to do it, and this is the new way to do it. And it's not that adding some of those things is bad. It's great. But there's still a core principle in it that all works and that works really well. So we're going to get started here. Glad to see you here, Blakester. Glad to see you here, Ray, Lordeman, and Greeley. Love you. Love your daughter. Thank you for all of your guys' support while I've been here in Colorado and what I'm doing. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, people think that we are either building online or building in person, and they think they're separate, but they're actually one together. So I want to kind of get your mind wrapped around this. So when we are in person meeting people, whether we are at a restaurant, a grocery store, anything else, anybody ever have conversations while you're out and about just talking to people? Anybody have conversations? Okay. So one of the things that I love to do, that a lot of my friends who are real high leaders love to do, is when I meet people and have conversations with them, it's natural to think, well, I didn't really have much of a conversation to ask for their cell phone number, so we just let it go. Maybe I'll come back here and stuff like that. Anybody ever done that? Yeah, I had kind of a cool conversation and thought, I don't know how to ask this. One of the things that Margie Alaprangi loves to do, if any of you know her, is she loves to say, hey, are you on Facebook? Now, I'm going to tell you a quick story of how this works, and then I'm going to give you also an idea of how to build online in person. Yes, I said that. How to build online in person. Okay. So a long time ago, because I saw this post, remember I saw this post from like 9 years ago, me teaching at one of the corporate conferences, and about social media and websites, blogging, building all of this. And so right before that, I had been in Florida teaching. And at the time, my hair used to be like really short, like this short. You see how long it is now, but it's short. And anybody who has short hair knows that you have to cut it often to keep it in that shape, or else it's going to kind of go a little wild, right? So I went and got a haircut at this place, and the girl was lovely, and we're having a wonderful conversation, having fun. She did a fabulous job on my hair. And I told her, I said, hey, I want to stay connected with you because if I'm ever back in this area and I need to get my hair done, I certainly want to, and I just want to keep in touch anyways. Are you on Facebook? And she said, yeah. And so we connected. Okay. Sent her a little message. Hey, it was great meeting you, blah, blah, blah. Thanks so much for what you did for my hair. I go on my trip. Now I'm driving. I'm not taking a flight because I'm going to go spend some time in Pennsylvania. I'm going to do some things along the way, right? And as I'm posting about my trip, as I'm talking about my business, when I get up to Michigan, I'm teaching. People are posting about the event that we're all at. We're all tagging each other because anytime you're at an event, you should be tagging each other to help each other, right? I'll teach you that concept sometime. Works really great, like to get more business builders in. But a week later, she sends me a message. Now, mind you, this week I've been busy. I haven't had time to get back to her. She sends me a message a week later and she says, how do I do what you do? If I had not connected her on Facebook, how would I have that conversation? Many times we're having conversations, but we don't have a way to connect back with that person or for a way for them to learn more about us organically. And we've just lost the whole thing that we've just done. Adrian Chenault used to say to us when we first started contact mapping, he used to say to us, if you're having a conversation and not keeping notes and not having a way to remember that person and connect with them again, you've just wasted your time. And it's true, right? So when we go out and talk, we connect them to Facebook, and then I'm going to show you what you're going to do from there. So let's go ahead and go to our Nowsite program. And when we come over here, first of all, I'll get rid of this one, this tab right here. If you want to see your replay, you're going to find it over here at the official corporate Nowsite group. This is the official corporate Nowsite group. You will find your replays. I stream live here when I am doing the meeting, so you have the replay automatically. Occasionally when somebody else does the meeting for me, which is rare, but there are situations when that happens, we could try to get the recording for you, and I'm still on the hunt for 2 recordings right now. So, with this, if you want to know more about me, because you don't know about me, my name's Elizabeth Larson. I have been teaching social media and building businesses online for a very long time. I've been in the network marketing industry for a very, very, very long time, and absolutely love it. Love the way that it transforms people's lives, love the personal development. And so if you want to know more about me, you can come over here. Please friend me. You can follow me, but friends are much more fun. I do have some friend requests that I have to go through and get approved. So, yeah. Okay. So let's get back to the story. So you meet somebody, you're at a grocery store, you're at a restaurant, your server, you think they're amazing, you get some service done, somebody comes to your house and fixes your plumbing, whatever it is, anytime you have a terrific conversation with somebody, you should never part without having a way to contact them or them to contact you or to keep in touch again, right? If we do, we've just kind of lost what we did. So what are we going to do? Now, this is part of the start a conversation. Okay. So you're going to meet somebody. So let's say I met Audrey. Okay. Audrey, we met at Starbucks and we had a good old time together because I know we're going to be great friends, right? Okay. So her and I had this great conversation and I'm like, are you on Facebook? And she's like, I am. And I said, great, let's connect. Once we get connected on Friends, I'm going to start a conversation. Now, I'm going to ask the thing to start a conversation. I'm going to say, right. It's additional instructions will engaging conversation to start a new conversation with somebody who liked your social post. Now, you could use this one. The other one I want to show you real quick is you could use the help me reply also. Personally, I like it this way though. And so I'm going to go like this, start a conversation. I'm going to go to I'm not going to go to upload, silly. I'm going to come over here. Write me a message telling Audrey that it was great meeting her at Starbucks. I loved our conversation, and I look forward to more of them. Okay, so something to the equivalent of this. All right, now I'm going to hit generate. When I hit generate, now I've got this message, okay? Audrey, it's such a delight meeting you at Starbucks. I absolutely loved our conversation. I can't wait for many more chats with you. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to copy this out, and then I'm going to go find Audrey on Facebook because we are now friends, right? And if we're not friends, we're going to be right now because I need to get this done. I'm using Audrey because I know she's so much fun. I mean, I knew she'd be okay with this. So, okay, there you are. That's you, right, honey? Okay. All right. So here she is. I'm going to add her as a friend. So let's say we're already friends. Okay. We've got that part down. I'm going to send the message now to her, and I'm going to click like this, and I'm going to send her the message. Okay. Now I have the conversation started. Now, more than likely, 90% of people that I do this with will respond with, hey, it was great meeting you, blah, blah, blah. Connection made, okay? So we've met. Now I've got connection here. Now, if you are using the part of Nowsite where you can set a contact in there and you can do the rotation, right? If you're using that part of your Nowsite system where you come over here, and this isn't really my part that I teach, Cheryl. I mean, this was us from contact mapping, but come here. Okay. If you come over to your contacts and you add the contact in here, I'm trying to do this all on one screen. Okay. I'm going to add a contact. If I add her in here, Audrey, and I'm not going to really add you in here because I don't want to give all your personal information away, but if I add her in here, what's going to end up happening is I will have the ability to set up this right here, which is called a rotation. The rotation means there's two different things. Rotation happens all the time. That reminds me to repeat every month or to send a message to this person every month. Now I could do a follow-up too. So for follow-up, I would actually set a reminder within 1 week, and I am going to set it as building rapport. I'm going to add a note to myself. Send message talking, and maybe we talked about, makeup or, politics or whatever we talked about. I'm going to put a message in here, send a message, keeping that conversation going, right? Because I'm going to put some notes in here of what she actually said. Now, why do I do that? Because if I message her in a week or a day and say, hey, you want to buy my product? She's going to be like, is that the reason you were talking to me? Right? It's going to be like, you just wanted to sell me something. But so one of my favorite things to do is send a message telling them within 24 hours how much I enjoyed the conversation and talk about something about the conversation. And then a week later, I will actually message them again and you have to set the rotation to remember this, because if you try to remember this stuff on your own, you're not going to be able to. It's going to be tough. Tom can remember stuff on his own. It's the craziest thing. But Eric and him discovered that he wasn't duplicatable like that, which is why we created this rotation of remember, right? So when we do this part of it, then we remember, okay, in a week, I need to get back to Audrey. And we need to talk about legal stuff or whatever it is that we talked about. And I'm going to intentionally go out and try to find an article or something that's relevant right now of something of that she was interested in. And then I could say, hey, you know what? I found this. Or if she's talking about health, I could say, hey, I found this thing on Selenium, or I found this thing on this. Ray does coffee. Okay. So when Tara, his daughter, first introduced me to their coffee, because their network marketing company is a coffee company, She gave me a sample of the coffee, right? Coffee's fantastic. But I took the extra sample of the coffee and I created something different with it. And then I sent her the recipe for the coffee. And I'm like, okay, Terry, you got to try it this way. She thought I was crazy at first. Okay. I still make the little drink. All right. So this is why samples are important too. Because I buy products all the time for people. Like, sample? Sure, I'll try your sample. So, anyways, fantastic coffee, right? And so now she has this recipe. So if she finds somebody that likes coffee, like let's say, who likes coffee here? Does anybody like coffee here? Okay. So she talks to Brent and she has this great conversation. They have a conversation about coffee and coffee things. Maybe in a week, she sends him coffee recipes. Hey, here's 2 new coffee recipes for fall that you might like to do at home that are really easy. Something, right? It's about keeping the relationship going and keeping the conversation going. Now, that's one way to build in person. Okay. Now, when Audrey's connected with me, the other thing that I want you guys to keep in mind is when she goes on her news feed now, I would really like, if I'm gonna have to go buy another screen so I can work with 2 screens. Okay. When she goes on her news feed, she's going to do the same thing that all of us do. Scroll, scroll, scroll. She's on her known news feed, right? And she's going to scroll. And guess what she will probably see? She will probably see some of my posts, just like the girl in Florida did. She is going to organically learn more about me, and I'm going to go organically learn more about her because I'm going to go and scan her page and maybe go and look and look at some of her posts and say, oh my gosh, I love this photo or something else. I'm going to make some comments on here because then Facebook's going to say, oh, they're engaged. I'm going to show Audrey more of my post, and Audrey's going to organically see more of my stuff and learn more about me. Okay. That can help me develop. And if I do that with people all the time, not just once in a while, tell somebody, but all the time. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Facebook? Not only am I showing social proof because of all the people that are on my Facebook page, I'm growing the amount of people because maybe Audrey and I aren't a match for the business or for my product. But as Audrey's friends with me and I'm friends with her, you ever see that people you may know, suggested friends? Guess what? They're on both of our things, right? There's more and more connections there. So maybe there's somebody who wants coffee. Who knows? Maybe there's somebody who needs her legal services. Probably a lot, right? So there's a lot of different collaboration that can go on there. Okay, that's number one. The second way that I want you to think about building online using the Nowsite program is this. The other one is, first of all, before I go, was that good for everybody? Did everybody get something out of that? You guys good? Okay, good. All right. I just want to check. Now, here's the second part of it. How do you meet more people locally by building online? Would anybody like to learn how to meet more people locally by building online? This is powerful because this is huge social proof that will help you build like this if you use it. Okay, we're going to come over here and we're going to hit share. And we're going to come over here. Now, when you come to your Facebook, this works really well for Facebook. And if you're not a big Facebook user, I would still do this at least for the in-person part of it, okay? Find your city on Facebook, okay? So when I lived, I'm back home because of my mom. She's really, really ill right now. She had a stroke and it's really, yeah. So I'm back in Colorado. So I'm going to show you how I started this in Colorado because I'm redoing it in La Jolla where I live. But what I did was I did Longmont, Colorado. I searched Longmont because that's where I lived. Now, pages, look at all the things for Longmont. Longmont Direct website. Yeah, I don't want really pages per se. I want more groups, right? Community. 365 things to do in Longmont, 1,000 followers. Okay, well, those are more followers. Hold on a second. Come back. Those are pages. I want groups. There we go. So Longmont happenings, 6,400 members. Longmont community group, 11,000 members. What's up, Longmont? And I wouldn't join every single one, but I would come to a couple. And of course, now that I don't live here, I took myself out of the group. But there's a lot of different ones in here that you can do. One that I am still a part of because it's such a great group, even though that I don't live here. The Boulder Collective. Okay. And so the Boulder Collective is, I mean, it's got people from Longmont and all over. It's a big circle area, right? And I actually love this group because they all have things of we offer this and oh, I'm doing this, need assistance in this, got a question for this, looking for this. And it's got a ton of members in it, like 21,000 members. That's probably 21,000 people you're not connected to right now in your area. Now I have 4 friends in there. So out of 21,000 members in there, 4 of them are my friends. That's a lot of people to meet and talk to, okay? So as you're getting to know people in these groups, you find people that you have stuff in common with. Guess what? It's real easy to say, hey, do you want to have coffee at Starbucks? Super easy to start. Other things that you can learn from people in this is the same thing. What do you do, especially the business leaders in there? Where do you go to network and meet people? What things do you do in town, especially if you're new somewhere? Where do you go to meet people? What activities are fun around here? I did that when I first moved to Longmont and found a lot of great stuff and found a lot of great networking events that I wouldn't have necessarily found. So how do you do this? Let's come back over to our Nowsite program now. Now that we know what we're doing, when we come over, and Elizabeth finally learns how to share her screen, we come over here. Once you first get accepted, you're going to say, write something. First thing you're going to do is introduce yourself, right? You're going to start a conversation. Now, one of the ways to do this is right here and my AI chat. My AI chat. Now, I know we're going into some other areas that we normally don't do in the My AI, but they really affect your social media. And these are powerful programs that you could be using. And so I really want you to kind of see the scope of all of this. So my AI chat, I'm going to say, write me an introduction post introducing myself to the group on Facebook. Please, because you want to be nice to the AI. I don't know why Adrian taught me that. Please include that I am new to Longmont, Colorado, and I am excited to meet people and learn more about what is fun to do in this town. All right.
I have a quick question for you.
Hopefully I can spell it because apparently I can't spell. Mistyping. Hopefully the AI figures that out. All right. So I put that in. Hello, wonderful people of Longmont. My name is Elizabeth Larson. I've recently embarked on a new chapter of my life, moving into this beautiful town. I'm thrilled to be here and eager to immerse myself in all that Longmont has to offer. Now, I could just stop right there. Okay, literally, I could. But my nickname's War and Peace, so I probably won't. Bit about me, passionate about, and I could put a couple of my interests in there. I'm always on the lookout for new experiences and adventures. I believe in the power of community and the beautiful connections that can be formed when people come together. That is 100% true. It's crazy how much the AI knows about me now after doing this. And this is just my demo account. All right, I'm excited to meet fellow Longmont residents. Would love to hear your recommendations for fun activities, local eateries, hidden gyms, and anything else you think a newcomer should experience in our town, whether it's your favorite hiking trail, coffee shop, or a community event. Let's connect and make some unforgettable memories. I would probably take that part out. I'd say let's connect. Looking forward to your suggestions. Okay. Now I'm going to highlight what it is that I'm taking out of there. I would come over to here. I would post that in there. I would probably say something to the effect of hi, everyone, because that's more of how I talk. And I would put some white space in there. And the thing of it is about longer posts like this, especially when you're introducing yourself, people in groups tend to actually read all of it. As long as it's relevant, people tend to actually read it. So put stuff in there so you make the proper connections. You could say a little bit, I have a home-based business. I'm, into coffee, whatever it is, right? Believe in the power of community. And from here, I'm going to put a little bit more white space in it just to make it a little bit, I'm going to take this part out right here because it's getting a little long. And I'd say, let's connect. Looking forward to your suggestions and hopefully to make wonderful friendships. Okay, that's perfect. Now, this is what I would do for my new group. I would put a photo of me in there because you don't want to use some random photo. You want to make it seem like you're a real person because there is a lot of scams out here in the world. So put a real photo and then you post. Okay. Now, when you do that, you're going to be surprised at how many people actually comment on your post and say hi. You'll probably get 20, 30, 40, 50 highs. Guess what? That's 20, 30, 40, 50 brand new conversations through that little thing. Now, that may not be helping your algorithm on the other side per se, necessarily, although it'll see that you're active in here and it may make you a little bit more popular out there with Facebook's algorithm. But the point is, you'll be having 20, 30, 40, 50 new conversations because of the group. And because of that, you can actually turn some of those into going into Messenger, into a possible in-person or Zoom thing, and it works really great. Now, last thing I want to remind you of this, because if you play with this over the weekend, I also want to remind you over here that you can, when you do that, you're going to go and use these tools over here to help reply. So you got help me reply right here. Once it starts going to the conversation, remember you can use the help me reply. You're going to use friendly business, no chat at first, or friendly chat, no business. Friendly business, no chat. Woo, I'm a little off today. Okay, you're going to use this and you're just going to say what they put in, get a screenshot of what they put in and screenshot the conversation, and you can use this to help you reply. I mean, for some of you, you're great at replying already, and that might be okay. But if you feel a struggle in that, lean on the AI to help you get that authentic voice. Okay, does that make sense? So something I'd like you guys to play with over the weekend, if you are working this weekend, is look up some groups in your area, local groups, where you can actually get more engaged in that group. Because I tell you, one of the things that a couple of the biggest leaders are saying, especially as they're getting ready for events like, Rankmakers Faith Over Fear and Eric Worre's and stuff like that, is in person is not dead. And people are craving connection. So when we go into these local groups, it gives us the opportunity to not only build online for those who don't want to meet in person, but it also gives them opportunity to meet in person and build on in person also with that. So was that helpful? Was that kind of a different idea than you normally hear? Okay, great. All right, awesome. Let's take 5 minutes. Let's go make a post today. We can use any hashtag we want. It's Friday. Fun Friday, Freedom Friday, Faith Friday, Thankful Friday, whatever thing you want to do. We're going to take 5 minutes and get our post done real quick so we make sure we stay consistent with our posts. And then we'll showcase some posts if we have some time also. And then, yeah, let's start with that. If you have questions, feel free to raise your digital hand. We will take questions during the 5 minutes, but I do want you to make your posts if you don't have a question. Ariel, hi, honey. I haven't seen you in a while.
Fantastic, fantastic today. Elizabeth.
I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Okay. Okay, let me just 1 second.
Can anybody else hear him?
Okay.
Brent can hear him? Why can't I hear him?
Yeah, it's okay now?
All right, hold on a second.
Yeah, I can hear him too.
It's randomly strange. My microphone thinks it's a speaker. Aw, it's great for it to have dreams, right? Okay, let's make it a speaker instead. All right, Ariel, try it again.
Okay.
I can hear you.
How do you? I meet some people sometime here. I live in a small place where there is around 500 people here. So
Perfect.
when I go to the store, I go for gas. I meet people, and I usually be able to get their phone numbers. So
that's fine.
How you do the connections through the phone number?
So phone numbers is the way we originally did it, always asking for phone numbers. And so what we did is we put them on a rotation of remember. So I'll teach you the rotation of remember real quick. When you get somebody's phone number as opposed to social media, there's two things. One, it's great to have somebody's phone number, but they're not learning anything else about you except for what you're telling them through the phone number. If you're going to get somebody's phone number, I would also ask if they're on Facebook too, because Facebook will give the social proof also to what you're saying. So recommendation number one, if you're doing phone numbers. So Audrey and I met again, and we're going to start this scenario over. And we hit it off. We just know we're going to be great friends. It's like, oh yeah, this is awesome. We had this great conversation. And so, hey, I'm like, hey, text here. What's your number? I'm going to text you something because that's usually what I say. I'm going to text you something. We exchange phone numbers. I'm still going to ask her if she's on Facebook so I can get her connected there too, so she could see the social proof and learn about me without me having to like toot my own horn, right? Now, I am going to, within 24 hours, send her a text message and say, hey, it was great talking to you. I enjoyed our conversation about whatever it was we were talking about. And I look forward to actually getting to talk to you more about that. Okay. Then within a week, I will send another message to her, refreshing her memory on the conversation because I want to be top of mind, top of tongue. And so I'm probably going to find an article, find something that's relevant, or just say another idea about the conversation to her. And I may even suggest a Zoom and say, hey, are you open to a Zoom coffee or something? So if you're in person, or maybe, are you open to having a cup of coffee? I'd love to talk about this further if we had a great conversation, because you normally don't get somebody's phone number unless you had a really good conversation, right? So if you feel led to ask for the cup of coffee, you can. And then after that, it's what Tom calls a rotation of remember. Rotation of remember. And so what that means is Tom does, and Adrian and myself, every 30 days, that person gets a text message. If it hasn't gone to a coffee or something like that, every 30 days, they're going to get a text message. Hey, was just thinking about you. How you doing? And it's really simple. And that doesn't seem like much, right? You're like, well, Elizabeth, what does that do? I'll tell you what it does. So after a while, if the conversation hasn't led to a meeting or something like that, then I'll switch them to a 3-month rotation of remember, which means every 90 days, I'm sending out that text message to be top of mind, top of tongue. Okay. Now, that's a lot of text messages. You are right. Tom will do 100 text messages in a day, and I'm not lying. He really will. He's built the muscle for this. Now, Who here thinks, well, that's not going to do much? Anybody? Can you be honest? Anybody? No, everybody believes me so far. Okay. All right. Mary's a little questioning. Okay. I got Mary and Robin. Okay. I got Mary and Robin. I got it. It's always more fun when you have a couple of people are like, yeah, I'm not too sure. How many of you, by a raise of hands, would like me to be on your team? Would anybody like me to sign up with you? So, Tom put me on a rotation of Remember. So I met him and he put me on the rotation. And for a few weeks, I got a text every week. And then for a few months, I got a text every month. And then it went to every 3 months. 2 years later, because he always sent me these text messages saying, hey, kiddo, how you doing? Love you. What's going on? Literally, it was just that. 2 years later, I had to make a major change in my life, a lot of major changes, and I didn't know what to do. And because he sent me those rotations of Remember, he was the person I talked to. He was the person I called. And I said, I think maybe I need to go back out in the field. I think I need to do something. I need help. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. And that's how it happened. So that is the power of the rotation of Remember. If you want me on your team, you do it by a rotation of Remember. Now, I do a lot of rotation by Remember by Facebook now because I want people to see the social proof because I find that it's faster. But I also do the text messages too. I do both together. So Ariel, I hope that helped and I hope that explained your question. Pumpkin,
Yes.
beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. Pumpkin alarm's about ready to go off. I do want to make sure to get Deborah's question in. Deborah, oh, you wanted to share a post.
Yeah, I did. And if you don't have time to do it now, that's okay. I did one because I have to, because of who I am, I have to step into political a little bit, but I want to do it in a tactful way. And I just wanted to make sure my post did that.
Right. And here's the thing I love. In general, we tell people there's certain areas you don't want to get into because it can alienate a whole lot of customers. However, if that's part of your branding, then that's what you do. And so Deborah, great call out on that because I love that. And you have to stay with your beliefs, right? Absolutely. 100%. Never go against your integrity. Okay, so first of all, this is Deborah Smith. She is our warrior for health. And am I allowed to tell anybody about you?
Yes, so that's fine.
She used to be a lieutenant colonel. This woman is incredible. Like, I'll tell you, this woman like blows me away what she's done. So first of all, thank you for your service. You rock in this world. And okay, so
It's one down further.
one down. This one right here.
Yes.
Okay. Faith is like a muscle. The more we exercise it, the stronger it gets. So true. Romans 10:17. Then the faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. The more I read the word and hear the word, the more I believe it. When I apply it to my life and see it work, there's no doubt it works, and it's true. We all have a chance this November to vote in the most important election in our time in America that we've ever seen to date. We stand between good and evil. We decide the fate of this God-given country in our new season. If we've heard the same words over and over, and we may believe them just because we're hearing them versus checking them to make sure they are true. I like that point. Saul is a great example of one who thought he was right based on what he continually heard. I can't say that word, honey.
Gamaliel.
Gamaliel, thank you. Where I've had 2 hours of sleep. I'm like, oh goodness. Where he developed an expert knowledge of the Hebrew scriptures or the law. He believed so much in what he heard that he was shocked when he came face to face with the Lord on the road to Damascus. True. On his way to attack more Christians, he found out what he had been told repeatedly was not the truth. The Lord sent someone to pray for him and remove the blinders from his eyes and eventually join the ones that he tried to destroy. I pray that when we go to the polls, we will be stopped by the Lord if we are planning on voting against him, and that he will take the scales off our eyes so that we will see the truth based in the kingdom of God. I think you have two choices in here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to come down to what internally you feel is the right thing, Deborah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so first let me qualify that. If you are getting your point across and trying to get people to really think about the decisions that they're making, this one part right here you may want to take out. If it's about the integrity of this is what I believe, period, then you leave it in. Okay. Okay. Good. That he'll take the, okay, got that. Until we pray, read the word, and seek the Lord's truth, because we leave this world, we will have the answer to the Lord. We'll have to answer to the Lord for what we came in agreement with through voting to support evil. Okay. If you want ideas about how to hear God, better reach out. How to hear God, better reach out. I would love to share some suggestions that helps me hear better. I pray that your decision will be the right one based on his word, keeping in mind not voting is voting for evil to triumph. It's all about what the Lord says and what fills our ears. Let's choose wisely and keep our faith strong. Okay. So, couple of things to talk about. Now, first of all, whatever side that you are on, two things to always remember, okay? When it comes to politics, when it comes to all different kinds of things, right? Two things to remember. One, what is the long-term vision of what it is that you're trying to accomplish? So Deborah has a very specific mission in her heart, right? She has a very specific mission in her heart. So when you talk about like there's talk show hosts, I'll use an old one, like a long time ago, Rush Limbaugh. Now there's podcasters like that one. He does the UFC things also. Bear with me, I haven't had a lot of sleep, but what is his name? Rogan. Okay. Their branding is their beliefs. Their branding is their beliefs, period. So most people in network marketing will not go into political and other things because they'll alienate a side. Many people thrive in network marketing and their coaching because they say their beliefs so strongly. The thing I'm going to say is that think about the tribe that you want to attract and make sure whatever you're saying is matching it. That's the best advice I can give you, Deborah. And always stay true to your integrity in your heart. Okay. If you do those two things, no matter what, you're not going to say the wrong thing.
Okay.
Because the truth is, it's whatever you have to say in your heart that you feel that you need to say, and the tribe that you're trying to attract from that. I think that's honestly the best piece of advice I can give you. How does that land for you?
That does.
Okay.
Because this, when I look at this that I wrote, it's pushing what I believe is critically important for the people that I am called to reach out to.
Right.
To help them see how serious this is and to line up with what they're believing. So I think I was able to do that. And when you reread it, I still felt good about it.
Good.
Even though some of it was a little push. I do push on people in my post all the time because we have to think differently if we're going to grow and things like that. So anyway.
Right. No, that makes sense. And so, and I'll have health coaches who will go out and say, make comments like, well, if you could buy a cup of coffee, you could do this. That stuff doesn't really work because they're not talking about the value of what the person's getting. They're just making somebody feel dumb. You're talking about the value in your heart. So whatever it is and whatever you're building, remember, because I work with a lot of people who are not in network marketing too. I work with people who write books and do all these different things. Like I've ended up working with a lot of very, very important, amazing people. And the one thing you have to do is you have to stay true to who you are no matter what. The more authentic you are, the more successful you'll be in whatever you do. Number one. And number two, make sure that whatever you are doing is for the tribe that you're attracting to you, because not everybody's part of the tribe, right? You have a specific tribe that you're working with. So I hope that was helpful.
Yes, it is. And thank you. And this Now site helps me to
Yeah.
be able to speak my voice
Yeah.
and stay true to me and
Right.
yet still get my message out in a tactful way. And
Right.
I'm telling you, that's huge for me because I was being silent because I didn't want to alienate anybody because I didn't know how to say it. And so thank you for your support and all your training. You've helped me a lot.
Good. Oh, that makes me so happy. I think the place where we run into trouble is where if we try to be everything to everybody, then we're nothing to nobody. You know what I mean? And so just think about the tribe that you want to attract, and that's the thing that's most important. So thanks, Deborah. Okay, Brent, I'm going to end with you. And what was your question, honey?
This is just a quick question. Am I muted?
Nope, you're not.
Okay. So this is
Good, so I don't have to read lips, right?
yeah. We were talking about I tried posting to my local city one of my local city's pages. I
Yeah.
used the app on the phone to do that. What was the tool that you recommended to use to make that that post?
Oh, okay. So it's not available on the phone. So you're going to have to do this online if you're going to use these parts of the tools. So let me
Okay.
go share again. So find local groups. There are pages not very many people are going to see stuff on a page, but if you find the local groups, it works really good. And come over here to Nowsite. And what you want to do is come over here onto the right-hand side and go to this little suitcase and it says My AI Chat. Now that's to start your introductory post. Okay. And now this one right here, help me reply. That's when you're going to reply back to what people have said to you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Let's see. All right. So I've got a hard stop. I have to get back to the hospital and I love you guys. So I will be back on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific for My AI Live. Rochelle, did you have a quick question or were you trying to share a post?
I was just trying to share.
Okay. On Monday, come back Monday with your post and you'll be the first person. Just raise your hand at the very beginning and I'll share your post there. So 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific for My AI Live. And bring your questions. Bring your social media posts. We'll go over them together. We'll help you build and we'll come up with more ideas for you and how to start more conversations. And, thank you everybody for your support while I've been out here dealing with this with my mom and stuff. So I love you all so much and I'm very, very grateful for you guys. So have a great day. I will see you on Monday though at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. And I hope you have a great day, everybody. Bye, everyone.
Elizabeth, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you. Feel free
Bye.
to.
Incredible training. Thank you.
Yay.
Great.
Thank you. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Love you guys. Have a great day. I'll see you on Monday.
Thank you. Blessings to you and your mom.
Thank you. Bye, you guys.